One. Oh! Please, 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 please. Look up. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! She's special, right? Did you say me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Holy. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be talking about the latest character in Chaos Nightmare, Narja. As you can see here in the lobby art, Narja is very beautiful. She's a product of the latest laboratory. I believe her name is NA-03. So she's a homunculi, or a failed replica. In other words, so Narja is an instinct character. So this is, I believe, the third instinct character. I might be wrong here, but she is the first 5-star controller that we have in the game. So, being a controller, you would expect that she would fill the role of replacing Mika, but we'll explore more through her cards later on. We'll go through her first basic attack. Basic attack 100%. She's now a defense based character because she is a controller. This is her defense response. As you can see here, she has 2 ferocity in her basic shield. We'll get to why it has the 2 ferocity later on, and the mechanic of ferocity itself in her first card over here, Shackles of Hunger. So Shackles of Hunger deals 30% damage, defense based damage times 3. So this is 90. And on attunement, or when you draw this card, so this is similar to Yuki's inspiration, it grants the card Veracity. So Veracity is her shtick as a character. It's when hitting with an attack card, it can be anyone's attack card. So this is where her role of being a controller comes to play. So it can be her own or it can be her teammates. When hitting with an attack card, 40% fixed heal. If your team's health is 50 or higher, plus 30% damage amount dealt by the attack card. So do note that this caveat is that when an ally or herself attacks above 50%, you deal this amount of additional damage. So this is additive because of the plus here. And I believe if you're lower, it grants a tiny heal based on my experience. I might be wrong, but this is generally how Veracity works. And it comes to a maximum stacks of 30. So do note that every time you use a Veracity, it only deducts the stack by the number of hits. So if you have a multi-hit character such as Meilin, Dragon Kick, or if you use Chizuru's multi-hit kit, they basically consume per hit 1 stack of Veracity. So if we look to her epiphanies, we can see in the first card it does times 4 instead of plus times 3. This is pretty good. 6 Veracity on attunement allows us to basically create a stockpile of bonus damage dealt. Number 2, it becomes 0 cost. It only becomes 2 hits. You only have 1 Veracity on attunement. So this seems like a card wherein you want to spam this card itself. I don't see too much of a value to it, that much. But because it has a way to make itself be reusable based on the number of Verocities used, you can see this being spammed a lot if you have characters with multi-hit, and you give away for Narja herself to have multiples, to have a multitude amount of stacks of ferocity. Number three, increased damage of this from 30 becomes 50. Add one hit for each ferocity owned, max 3. So this becomes what? 3? 9 hits? So 50 times 9. I'm not sure if that's too good. And it has the condition where you need at least 4 veracity for it to matter. So you need 12 veracity. I'm not, I'm not too keen in picking this up. So let's go to our number 4. It gains a tag retain. So retain is whenever you end the turn, this card is still held in your hand. So it doesn't get included in the graveyard or the pool of hand discards rather. So decrease velocity by max 5. So from 30 it becomes 25, I believe. Plus 40 damage amount to the next use attack card for each amount decrease. If 5 decrease, 3 predation. So predation is a new. It's the second stick that this character has. So if in a velocity state, so when you have at least one velocity from Narja, it becomes plus 80% damage amount dealt for attack cards, and it can only be activated decreased 1. Okay, so you can treat it like a one-time use bonus damage dealt. So you can see like, so this becomes plus 80. So this is additive. I'm We're waiting for confirmation from other content creators or from the community itself if whether this plus 30 and plus 80 do stack with each other. So this is really good. This is this is really good if you're planning to use it as a way to increase damage for both your team and or you're planning to go for DPS Narja yourself. The fifth one is so from a DPS from a damage card, attack card, it becomes a skill card wherein it grants shield. And then from max of 3, you repeat the shield. So at most this becomes what? 240% shield. That isn't much. And you're reducing your max ferocity by 3 for this little gain. Not too keen of it. So if I were to do a ranking for the picks whenever you do chaos run or you're trying to build a deck, 1 and 4. On the top of my head, these are the best cards. Number 2 can see some use if you're using as a way to have a repeating amount of damage dealt. But 1 and 4 are really good pickups. Okay, so here's a next card we'll be looking at, Bottomless Hunger, a skill card that costs 0. The next 2 times Voracity is activated, decrease cost of 1 random card in hand by 1 for 1 turn. So you can see that this has a good combo for Kit, or this is also a means of showing off her being a controller, wherein she provides a team with basically a +1 AP to the team through the means of reducing a card cost. So let's visit the finish right here. So 1 is grants 3 Voracity, originally from 0. The next 2 times Voracity activate, decrease cost of 1 card, random card in hand by 1 turn. By 1 for 1 turn. So I think this card benefits. Now, first and foremost, it fulfills its own condition wherein it needs at least it needs a Voracity, and you can play this card immediately, and you can use the stack immediately if you have a character that spams attack cards, such as Serenial or multi-hitters like Chizuru and Meilin. So this is a really good card, in my opinion. Number two is decrease cost of two random cards in hand. This removes a condition wherein we need Veracity. So I'm not sure how good this is, but this is pretty good. The only issue that I have with it is that you want to keep the Veracity stacks pretty high just because of the fact that it gives plus 30 damage bonus. Number three is a unique card. So becomes a one cost upgrade card. It is unique, so you can use this card for whenever you do your chaos runs. When Veracity is activated three times in one turn, okay, decrease cost of one random card in hand by one until use. So this becomes a permanent way of having a card in your hand be reduced by one once per turn. So you can imagine like some cards like Kron 7 cost card, I believe. And then if you're lucky enough, or any card that has at least like 7 cost AP, you can see it being used in such a way that you reduce the cost by so much it becomes zero eventually. So I'm not sure how good this is for content such as Basin because of how time trials work or turn counts work. But for chaos runs, this could be a potential, or the upcoming tower content that they're promising. This could be useful. This is a unique card, so when it comes to chaos runs, this is really good when it comes to deck farming. So number four, Hunger 4. It becomes a retain card, so it has a retain tag over here for one turn plus 100% defense that base damage. I'm not sure how this could work. Potentially speaking, if you use this card along with characters such as Calipe or Mir, maybe. I'm not too sure how this works with counter units as well. If the buff of this after the turn, after you use this card and you end the turn, does the buff retain until your next turn? That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I will let you guys know in the description if I do find out. But this interesting card could be very conditional. And number five becomes a one cost card lead, so this could potentially be zero cost. Gain 7 Veracity for one turn. Each time Veracity is activated, plus 40 damage amount to the next mealtime. So mealtime, I believe, is our last card. We'll talk about it later on. Okay. I'm not sure how good mealtime is, but we will be visiting it later on. So if I were to rank the cards that you should pick up, it would be 1 and then 3, maybe. We could see some usage of number 4 over here. Number 2 could be good. You just lose the fact that you gain Veracity, but you do remove the conditions. So this could be good. And then number 5, not sure how this is a good card. You do gain 7 Veracity, so there could be a combo later on wherein this could be a winning card. But yes, 1 and 3 are the best ones so far. Voluntary control. If a one cost skill, if Veracity is fewer than 6, gain 6 Veracity. If 6 or more stacks, gain 2 predation. So this is a means of gaining more predation stacks as well as gaining more Veracity if you have less than 6. This is a really good card, I believe. It seems like this is one of the cards you could be focusing in duplicating or copying a lot, as well as Bottomless Hunger. So let's just look through the epiphanies. So if first card from 6, I believe it becomes into, yes, from 6 it becomes to 9 Veracity, and then from 2 it becomes to 3. This is really good. This is a really good pickup. You're gaining a lot for very little. So number 2 is if mealtime is in draw pile, move to hand. If in graveyard, 3 morale for one turn. So this becomes a way to tutor mealtime, I believe, or buffing your team entirely. So this could be you have the option of removing mealtime from your hand through the remove from deck, or you use mealtime as your main DPS output for a DPS Narja. Really good, but it seems like the best thing from this could be just the fact that you have 3 morale for 1 turn for a 0 cost card. So for number 3, for 2 turns, each time action count of the target is decrease 1 velocity. So this card really benefits, I bet, for Serenial, especially when she has a tenacity boost buff. Number 4, unique. So this is really good for deck building. 10 velocity. Select one attack card. It has an S. I'm not sure if you can select more than one. One predation each time that card is moved to the hand. Okay, this is a really good combo card, I believe. Especially if you thin the deck of your entire team in such a way that the most used card can give yourself almost infinite or self sufficient predation stacking buff. So I'm thinking like maybe a Serenia's Laser. Really good. This is a really good card. Number 5 is a unique card as well. Each time a basic attack inflicts a hit, 1 velocity plus 50% damage amount to basic attack cards. This is really good. Really good. Especially for characters that spam basic attacks such as not Serenial, Meilin, Chizuru. Top of my head, those two benefit from this card the most. Okay, next card. Sorry. For voluntary control, it seems like all of these cards are generally really good, and it would just depend on how you plan to use it. Top of my head, one, two, one, two, and then 3, 4, 5 are conditional depending on how you plan to use it. But they're all seemingly very good to use. Next one is a domain of veracity. This is a defense based to all enemies, increase tenacity damage taken of the target by 100%. So basically, you deal additional tenacity for all the enemies present in the combat. Alright, this is a really good card for 1 cost. Alright, let's see. First one is just the same card, but on Ravage gain 3 veracity. It's pretty good. But you do need the caveat that you have a character that spams enough tenacity damage to make it benefit from the condition. And it is a 1 cost card, so you have to consider doing the combos to get to that point. Number 2 is 100% damage dealt to all enemies for 2 turns plus 100% defense damage taken by the target. This seems very conditional characters that have the deal defense damage based. So again, with the same condition issue with the one before, wherein we're not sure at the moment, or I'm not sure rather, if whether or not counterattacks benefit from this condition. So, but from the get go, people like characters like combatants like Calipe could benefit from this, or Amir. Number 3 is increased damage. So from 100% to all enemies, it becomes 150. When hitting the target for the next 5 times, heal 40%. So this becomes a healing card, and it becomes a targeted healing. So it's like a pseudo lifesteal. Not sure if it's good. Number 4, it becomes a retain card. So from 100% becomes 320. If granted both veracity and predation, activate 1 more time. So it becomes for 3 cost, it becomes 320 times 2, so 640. Could be good. Is it worth the cost? Maybe not. Number 5 is Domain of Veracity, a weird card. It's also unique, so this is a really good pickup for Chaos runs. Each time meal time is used, heal to 100%. Uh, it seems like for all of these, they're not too good compared to like voluntary control or bottomless hunger. Voluntary control, in comparison, has so many epiphany good upgrades. So if I were to pick up for Chaos runs, you pick up 5 because at least it's a unique. And for runs, maybe consider removing this card from your deck. Doesn't seem like it's a really good thing to have in the event that you proc both dupe or divine epiphanies. So if I were to pick, 3 would be the best bet. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Yeah, but the rating would be really low. So if I were to pick, it's 5, 1, and then 1, 5, 3, and then 1 and 2. This is my last pick. So, so this is quite disappointing. But I shouldn't be we shouldn't be too invested in this card. And then her ultimate card, Mealtime. So it's both retain and unique, of course. If veracity it's decreased cost of card by 1, and because it does retain, you will eventually reach the point where this becomes zero cost, and add plus 30 amount, max of 10 until used. So you can see how much the healing amount can increase. It deals 160 defense based damage to all enemies, heals 100%, and grants 4 predation. Seems like a really good card. You just have to reach to the point where this becomes zero cost before it gains any value in your hand. As for her ego skill, Predator's hunting method grants 10 veracity. Alright. 250% defense based damage. If Mealtime is in graveyard, 5 predation. So this can be a good combo card. It costs 5 though, so do take note. As for partners, I'm lucky enough to own Gaia over here. This is your one of the better options you can do. We'll talk about more of Gaia in a later video, but this is a basically a partner catered for her kit. If you don't have Gaia, Nyx, as always, is a good replacement. Just because of the fact that you introduce card draw, which she lacks in her kit. Uh, Maybe Alicia, because she gives the combatant 12% increased defense, as well as morale. Maybe Yvonne, because of the same reasons. But basically, the best two would be Gaia, Nyx, and then you can always get Alyssa from the shop over here in Zeronium. Really good. Okay. So for save datas, I don't have one right now. I'll be putting up some potential decks in the screen right now. This is just based on speculations and some playthroughs. So far, I haven't found a good deck personally, wherein I feel very invested. So use these specific uh, templates in your own discretion and just enjoy the character for now. As for potentials, she gains. This is why her shield card has 2 veracity, because this is an important node to get. So, although you do want to remove her shield from the end result deck, when you're doing your chaos runs, is a really good upgrade to have. Her next big node, plus 5 additive heal amount to Narja's NA defense response. So this is her shield as well. So it becomes plus 10 if your defense is more 250. And lastly, her next big node, plus 10 damage amount to ferocity if defense is greater than 300, plus 20 amount to predation. So this becomes, I believe, 40, and then predation becomes 100%, I believe. Really good pickups, but the main caveats that you need is she needs to hit 300%. 300 defense flat stat. So basically, when you're trying to prioritize her potential, it would be finish this. You can skip this actually. So it's first big node, third big node, crit chance, and defense proficiency, just so you can hit the 300 flat stat. And then maybe, as always, unique cards. As for memory fragment, try. Ideally, as always, it would be 222, wherein you get the defense, Tetris Authority for 2 sets. Executioners, I believe, is a really good one, which is plus 25 critical damage. Or you can use the Blackwing as well. And then lastly, HP or any flex. So basically 222. Potentially you could use Judgment, which is the 4 cost instinct card against ravage targets if you're using characters that deal a lot of ravage or that inflict ravage frequently, such as Serenial. Just do note that farming gear is quite a troubling task to do, and it might take some time to find a good kit. Now we'll talk about her dupes. First ego manifestation over here, sleeping memory. Increase meal times predation by 2. 2 predation is really good. Does it warrant enough for you to get another dupe? Maybe no. Because mealtime is a 6 cost, it takes time for it to become 0 cost. And 2 predation for getting a dupe doesn't seem quite relevant. It's not a build defining thing, nor does it give flexibility to the any kinds of kits. Next one would be second ego right here. Awakening memory. When velocity decreases, has a 25% chance to gain 1 velocity. So this is a cashback for one fourth of the time. RNG, not too good. Is it build defining? No. Does it grant you enough flexibility for other builds? Not really. It's good, but no. It's not enough to warrant a dupe. Number 3 is increased predation hunting methods. This is our ego skill. So from 5 it becomes 3. Conditional, it's strong, but it's not worth it in my opinion. Dupe 4 plus 30 damage amount to predation, really good damage boost. Again, you don't need, it's a really good ego, but if you're trying to justify getting 4 dupes for a character whose first, I'd say her first few dupes aren't that defining, I wouldn't get it. Number 5 is your standard upgrades. And then your number 6, end of turn, deal 50% defense based damage to a random enemy and heal 1% for each predation decrease this turn. This is a lot of damage, to be fair. Is it, in my opinion, it seems like Narja doesn't need any dupes, and you should consider at least getting her and not getting dupes. Okay, that's it for the video, guys. So far, my impression of Narja when playing with her, as well as looking through her epiphanies, she's really flexible. She could potentially deal a lot of damage. She synergizes quite well with other characters, enables characters who haven't seen the limelight quite frequently yet, such as Chizuru. And if you do have the funds and you really like the design of the character, or you want to own her just for the sake of having a new controller in your team, she seems like a really good pickup. So that's it for the video, guys. Thank you for coming by. Thank you, Samalgate, for creating such an amazing game, and I'd like to see you guys later. Bye bye.